Hi, everyone. This is Candy Johnson, and I am your host. And this is Real Talk brought to you by Real Raw Records. Today, we are going to be discussing uh, the origin of atheism. And I deemed it necessary to discuss this because, um, in spite of many self proclaimed atheists claiming to be people who uh, don't accept the elements of Christianity or they don't accept the elements of religion based on the circumstance that they have not been presented enough evidence as to how these things came to be, or they haven't been presented enough information on which to make a decision um, to base their spiritual belief system in. So many of them have taken on this position of saying that I believe in evidence, all right, and I need evidence and I need something substantial, more substantial, because I'm not like you people that believe in any religions. I have to have evidence. Um, so if you people don't present me any evidence, then I won't believe in what you say because you have no evidence. All right. Now, the way they pretend, and I do specify pretend, the way that they pretend as if they're so concerned about getting evidence and getting substantial information to validate their beliefs or things that they deem important or place value upon, they claim to require evidence. The reason why I say they pretend and they claim to require evidence is because I've seen many of these people that believe in stuff they ain't got nothing, no kind of evidence for but a meme. Okay. Oh, y'all have to excuse me because this stuff, it just gets more ridiculous and more ridiculous about a second. All right. Literally about a second. All you have to do is get online on social media and just scroll. Just, use your scroll finger and just scroll down and you'll scroll up on the most ridiculous shit you ever. Just pay attention now. You'll see the Christians and the other religious people posting shit that don't make no sense. All right. And claiming to believe in something and you don't see them living none of it. That's the most ridiculous shit I ever did see. All right. You see the atheists claiming to believe so much in scientists or evidence, but they really don't have no evidence. When you ask the Christian for evidence, they go get their Bible, profane. That's only because they don't have no relationship with God. Okay. Then you have the atheists who claim they have something substantial, but they don't have nothing substantial either because all they gonna go get you is an article. I can't even get this out good. Y'all had to excuse me because I don't want to laugh at people and make them feel too bad about themselves. I just want people to just wake up. All right. So anyway, you got these other people that claim they got evidence, and all they got is an article online. I'm gonna let that marinate just a little while. Y'all think it over, have a meeting about it and everything, and let me know what y'all come up with. But now here it is. You got one group of people going to the Bible, which is a book, to substantiate their beliefs. I don't think that's any better than somebody who going online and get an article I can't even get it out, good God Almighty. That's going to an article online to substantiate their beliefs. All right. Now, I don't know if these people know or not. But anybody in the world, and when I say anybody, I do mean anybody, can get a blog or a website, say they got some documents, put some numbers, and call that a article number or a reference number to something substantial, and say that they have substantial information to verify what they are saying. All right. But my point is that anybody can do this. All right. Anybody. So all these people that are going online, all right, and you getting your substantial information. Yo, wait a minute. Let me get my quotation marks out. Yo, so-called substantial information, and you getting it offline. I'm gonna need you to know that I can go purchase a domain for $9.99, then purchase a website hosting for $14.99, and I can create the most professional looking website and write on that website anything I want to write, and ain't nobody gonna stop me. All right. And the reason ain't nobody gonna stop me is because of the Freedom of Speech Act. All right. I can say whatever I want to say on that website. All right. Now, for you dummies that think you're so smart, that don't know that, I'm gonna need you to go look that shit up and get back with me. I know none of you ain't gonna never admit that I was right, but just so you know for yourself, You don't never have to admit to me that I was right. I already know what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm trying to help you so you know what you're talking about. Now, another thing with this so-called scientific evidence, and I did want to look get the evidence and proof of this here, but I will post it on my page later on. And what I'm going to be posting is, well, actually is a repost of a young man by Aaron Schwartz, who was murdered by big people. We ain't gonna say who did it because we don't know specifically who did it. We just got an idea who did it, all right? But this young man was very intelligent, and he had always been a fan of books and information ever since he was a little boy, okay? Now, this young man, Aaron Schwartz, he grew up to be so intelligent that large corporations employed him to work for them. But they tried to control the young man because they wanted him to use his knowledge to help them specifically for their company, all right? But his mind was so open and he wanted to gather information from different sources. So he didn't want to be confined to doing just what the company wanted him to do. So what they did was they took a very smart and naturally intelligent man and tried to turn him into a robot to just do what he wanted, what they wanted him to do, all right? This young man got so angry, he purposely got himself fired from the company. He didn't care about how much money they was making, that they was giving him. And long story short, these big corporations, they have power. And the young man, he was sneaking and getting information, okay? And the federal government came down on him because he was trying to get documentation that was not released to the public, all right? And he was digging a little too deep. You know, he went a little too far down that rabbit hole, and he was uncovering a lot of secrets that the government was keeping from the American people. All right. Now, I said all that to say this, is that people think just because somebody give you something that's the truth. That's the real truth. See what they gave us? I used to watch a show years ago called Columbo. And Columbo, I know it's just a story, but just listen to the point so you can get the gist of what I'm saying. All right. Columbo, and sometimes people would be too helpful to help him gather up evidence. All right. So when they would be too helpful, now people, they get this wrong when you say, oh, somebody was too something, all right? That means it was a little too much, all right? They were being too helpful, all right? I didn't say it was wrong. He didn't think it was wrong that they was being helpful. He just thought it was a little suspicious that they was overly helpful, all right? So anyway, he would put the eye on them as a suspect because he said, wait a minute, you giving me information? What is your motive behind just giving me this information. All right. And you have people, particularly atheists, that think they so smart and think they so clever, but they ain't got sense enough like Columbo to know, baby, this information is not easily made accessible to you for no reason. These people are trying to stir you in the way they want you to believe. Now, whether you believe that or not, it really don't matter. That's the truth. All right. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty about this racism. All right. You got peoples online now. One thing, I wasn't raised up to be racist, all right? But it doesn't negate the fact that this issue exists in our society, right? And in my experience, I noticed that you got two different types of races, all right? You got, on one hand, you got the person that's Ku Klux Klan, white supremacists, and they outright, upright, downright racist. There ain't no question about that. They'll tell you straight up and flat out. And you know what? I have the utmost respect for them. You might say, Candy, well, you're a black woman. Why would you have respect for a person that you know is a racist? Well, I'll tell you why. I have respect for them, for the Ku Klux Klan, because they is outright racist. They ain't being sneaky with it, even though they may cover themselves when they do their wicked acts, because they, there's repercussions, all right, for committing certain crimes, all right. But other than that, you have white supremacists that don't cover themselves, and they let you know flat out that I don't like white people, I don't like black people. All right, they'll let you know that right out. Okay, I respect that. They're not being sneaky with it. It's them sneaky motherfuckers that, ooh, I don't know. My sister, all my life, I never did like it. Sneaky people. Okay. Sneaky, them snake in the grass ass people, people that make little smart aleck remarks, and or either you got even sneaky people that'll pretend like they don't even have a problem with you, all right, and act like they your friend. I had a racist motherfucker last night tell me he was my friend. I said, look, baby, with friends like you, I don't need enemies. No thank you. No thank you on your friendship. You can keep that bullshit. All right. I ain't no damn fool. These other folks here on Google with these believing in these fake ass friends, you go fool them. You ain't fooling me. I know what you is. I see you for what you is. All right. He got these. Now we're going to get into the nitty gritty about the sneaky ass racist people. All right. The sneaky ass racist people, these people will even go so far as to marry the race that they don't like. I'll give you a good example. I know somebody personally. Now this is when I speak about racist people, think that I only mean whites against blacks. Okay, but racism can go both ways. I'm gonna let these white racists know when you think you the only one that can be racist, black people can be racist too. I'm finna point this out right now. I know somebody personally. Now he married this white woman. I know him personally. I ain't gonna say no names who it is. Okay. But he married this white woman. And if you around them, you wouldn't even know that that's his wife. He calls her all kind of honkies. and all kind of shit, and all he talk about is the white man this and the crack of that, you know. He is very racist, all right. And so I asked him, I say, well, if you think this way about white people, I say, well, why did you, because I was puzzled. Why did you marry a white woman? He said, I married that bitch because when I have my business and I have a white woman in front of my business, he said, the white people gonna think it's a white business and they gonna patronize my business. They gonna come and do business with me just because they see a white woman at the front desk. I'll let that marinate a little while. Now, y'all may be mad at him for saying that, but in all reality, that's the truth. People would not want to accept that it's a black man on that business, or they would be jealous of the fact that a black man owned that company. But as long as they see a Caucasian woman sitting at that desk, they feel they don't have any animosity about that business being in existence. They will ignore the fact that they getting good service. They will ignore the fact that they've been going there for years. As soon as they find out that a black man owned that company, they will start treating the business differently. All right, because there's something, and this is in the South as well. So I won't say that as a general blanket statement for all over, but this is my experience in the South. All right. Now, don't get me wrong. When I had my business, I had it was predominantly patronized by mostly white people. And that's the truth. Black people did not support me. But still, then again, all right, it's racist black people, all right? And or if you want to call them racist, jealous, whatever you want to call them, all right? These jealous black people, when they thought it was a white person business and thought I was just a worker there, they didn't have no problem with it. They had the same mentality, all right? When they thought it was a white person business and thought maybe just this black woman is working here, they ain't had no problem with it, okay? But as soon as they find out I was the owner, they start acting the ass, all right? And that's real talk. These black people, all right? They're racist, all right? Jealous, because racism is still from jealousy, all right? That's the root. Okay, now we're gonna get down to the nitty-gritty about atheism. I said all that as a premise to get down to the root of atheism, all right? The Ku Klux Klan started out their original beliefs. They were saying that they was Christians, all right? And they would use scriptures in the Bible to condone their negative behavior, all right? Then, of course, as time went on and, there were civil rights movements and stuff like that, where the blacks were being vindicated and stuff like that. And a lot of white people were helping the blacks to get freedom, okay, and to get rights and things like that, okay. And they would, the Ku Klux Klan uh, were not only against black people, but they were also very hateful and vindictive against any white people who would um, go against them in any manner to prevent them from harming black people. And they called them nigger lovers, all right? So they would burn their houses down and kill them and stuff like that too, and lynch them because they felt like you've been polluted by black people, and so you deserve to die too, even though you white. All right, this is the mentality that went along with the behavior. All right, and what started happening is some of the Ku Klux Klan along the way would actually read their Bibles and see that their Bibles tell them that they're supposed to love and that they're supposed to, they're not supposed, and they got a conscience, all right, or and stuff like that, or when there was an investigation about a murder or something like that, people would grow a conscience and they would tell it, all right. And so when they would tell it, some of the Ku Klux Klan members or the racist people would have repercussions for their actions. So they devised atheism for this very reason, okay? Because atheism doesn't, if you eliminate God completely, then not only are you eliminating God, but you are eliminating judgment. Most people refer to that as hell, okay? You eliminate it. If you eliminate the Christian belief, you are eliminating there being a God, which is an overseer, someone who's seeing you and watching you and see what you're doing, all right? You're eliminating judgment, okay? That means you don't think you can get any type of, there's any repercussions for what your actions. You're eliminating consequences, so to speak, all right? So if you eliminate the afterlife or hell, then it would help them to consciously weed out any type of remorse for these wicked actions, okay? So that was the whole agenda of creating this element of God don't exist, all right? Because if you erase God, you erase the moral factor. In other words, anything and everything you do is okay. As long as you, in your own mind, can rationalize it out, then it's all right, okay? So therefore, they can rape little black children and everything. It's not a kid, it's an animal. These people are animals. They're not people. Black people aren't people, they're animals. See, all of this goes with it. They don't deserve to live anyway. So what does it matter if we rape them? What does it matter if we treat them like animals? They are animals. See, that's the rationale. Okay. This is why I laugh hysterically at the so-called black atheists, because I'm like, you are an idiot. You are completely and totally an idiot. That's like saying I'm a black Ku Klux Klan. Shit. That's like saying I'm a black Ku Klux Klan. Shit. Man, if you don't sit drag not if you don't sit your dumb ass down somewhere, you and your other dumb cohorts, sit your ass down somewhere and learn something. Atheism was birthed from racism, dummy. But anyway, he had this tendency, and I got it on tape too. I got it on a recorded video. He's jealous of me because I'm a successful black woman. All right. And that within itself is sad. Now, that's not funny. That black people, instead of supporting one another and cheering one another on and saying, go girl, or you go boy, and, you know, having respect or some appreciation for the hard work of other black people to be successful in life. Instead, they choose to be jealous and hateful and try to get in with the racists to tear down another black person. That is not funny at all. That's very sad. That's very sad. To me, that's worse than a white person being racist against black, that you would tear down your own people. That's really sad. Yeah, you all atheists, y'all always claim y'all want to get evidence. Y'all have to have evidence of stuff, but y'all don't want no evidence of how atheism began. Y'all ain't never even considered that. Just keep it real. Take your ass back to fantasy land.